Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 615. I'm your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
I'm always updating every day.
What's up, Daniel?
Hello.
What's up, Jack?
Hey.
What's up, Ray?
I'm a patriot.
Okay, so here's the thing. Jack, I just gave him the news. This is monumental, okay, for the X-Men universe, who they just are hired, I believe. So go ahead, Jack.
It says here, X-Men, New Mutants roster and casting choices revealed. And it's from Screen Rant. Last summer, 20th Century Fox signed Joss Boone, The Fault in Our Stars, set to direct and co-write an adaptation of the New Mutants Marvel comic series with Nate Waltney of Jackass fame. No release date or official green light was set for the X-Men spin-off about New Mutant recruits, but this week, while promoting Star Wars Rebels, producer Simon Kinberg, the planner of the X-Men movie franchise, provided some updates and teased what to expect. We used that news to explain how and why New Mutants is a strong property to add to X-Men catalogue at this very moment. Given the plans for modern-day spin-offs like Deadpool and Gambit after X-Men Days of Future Past altered the entire continuity/timeline, and with X-Men Apocalypse and the main X-Men team-up stuck in the past, New Mutants give the studio a way to embrace another style of team-up movie and perhaps bring it closer to the present. That doesn't seem to be in the cards just yet with today's casting news and characters reveal, but we finally know who are going to be the New Mutants. Hitfix has a scoop on the first casting choices for the New Mutants, which they claim is very much inspired by the original Chris Claremont run of the series in the 80s. Hence, producer Simon Kinberg explained this week that the film will appropriately have more of a young adult vibe to it. Some of the reported casting choices and news has slightly surprised. Here's who on the New Mutants roster and are featuring in the film in a big way. Wolfsbane is going to be in it. Rani Sinclair, aka Wolfsbane, is a Scottish character with werewolf-like transformation abilities. According to the latest report, British star Maisy Williams.
Whoa! Maisy Williams!
Oh, geez, her forehead. That's going to be her mutant power. Her forehead.
Maisy Williams!
She's going to turn up in the Dino TARDIS.
Maisy Williams is going to be in the same universe as her sister, Sansa Stark, as a New Mutant. Look at that. 2 Game of Thrones people. 2! Good.
The werewolf who lived. But
Rain Sinclair, yeah, she's Wolfsbane. Yeah.
Yeah, of course she's starring Doctor in Game of Thrones. She's
Yes.
asked to play the part. Interestingly enough, her Game of Thrones sister, like you said, actress Sophie Turner is playing fellow mutant hero Jean Grey in this summer's X-Men Apocalypse. Wolfsbane has a very strict Christian upbringing, which creates an interesting dynamic between her and the next character whose powers are demonic. And up next is Magic, is going to be one of the characters.
Yes, Colossus' sister, yeah. That she was trapped in hell and she became like a sorceress with the what was the sword with Inferno storyline, the demon sword or something? Yeah. So who's playing her now?
Well, it says here Anya Taylor, who was in Joy and the Witch. US-born but Argentinian-British raised actress Anya Taylor-Joy, who had just had her breakout role in The Witch, has been attached for this role.
The Witch. I didn't see The Witch yet.
Yeah.
You wanted to see that, didn't you?
But
Okay.
she's gonna be the next. Well, she's gonna be Magic. So yeah, probably gonna have to watch The Witch or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, I Stephen King said it scared the crap out of him, and that it's a good movie. So I mean, Chris, you there? Chris,
Yes.
Chris, you there? Okay.
Oh, no.
Chris, you there? Hello, Chris.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Oh, hey.
Chris, Maisy Williams is going to be in New Mutants.
Yeah, I heard that.
What do you think about that?
Okay. Go for it.
I know. We got.
I don't really have an
In
opinion
honor-
on it because I don't.
Folks, in honor of Maisy, I've got my forehead showing.
But how the hell does she get a movie role and yet Matt Smith doesn't even get anything?
I feel so. Well, wait a minute now. He's in The Crown, okay, and he's going to be in Patient Zero. He's going to be fighting zombies again.
And it's going to be in the new Terminator.
Well, yeah, he has to be. He's the main thing, Skynet or Genesis or whatever the hell he is.
True.
All right. So, again, before we continue, I just wanted to say I'm all for New Mutants. I'm excited about at least casting Maisy Williams, everything. There will be no cast tomorrow, 100% certainty. I never do cast on April Fools because all the articles is nonsense. So the one day, if I ever took off one day in the whole year, it will be April Fools. So there'll be no cast tomorrow. But
So here's your early April Fool's jokes, folks.
yeah.
Well,
So I'm
I
not
am,
reporting
yeah.
anything that comes on April 1st. I don't care if we think it's real or not, whatever. So that being said, Chris,
Yo.
that thing you were talking about, Godzilla,
Yeah.
why don't you just enlighten everybody about it?
Oh, that's real, by the way.
How could that be? Well, tell everybody first.
Real,
And then
it's not the movie, but it's real marketing.
so we'll explain to everybody what we're talking about.
Okay. So basically, there was a thing today, one of the rare days where we actually get news about Shin Gojira when Japan's feeling generous. But there was a weird poster that showed up on the site of the official Shin Gojira site, and it had a picture of a version of Shin Gojira, and I'll explain why I said a version because it's complicated. Him in a desolated city fighting a giant robot, like a mech. Okay, now right away, people were like, "That's not just a giant robot. That's one of the robots from Neon Genesis Evangelion."
Holy crap.
Which is the anime, of course, one of the most popular animes ever made, that the directors for this movie worked on prior to working on Shin Gojira and some of their other projects. So people are like, how is this going to work? Because that show has its own universe, it's got its own monsters, it's got its own rules for the story that don't work with Godzilla. Unless this Godzilla is in that universe and follows the same rules of that show. So apparently they were like, yeah, this is going to be a movie after Shin Gojira. Now, the reason before I said that it's like a weird version of Shin Gojira is because it doesn't look like anything that we've seen that's been confirmed already. Like, he's not you can't see his muscles and stuff, and it looks like he's got his top layer of skin. It doesn't look like he's like that, that zombie-like thing that we saw. The eyes are still the same and stuff, but his tail was really long. It was really, really long. So it looked all right. But then they came out and they were like, no, this is just an April Fool's thing. But this is actual marketing for Shin Gojira.
Wait a minute. So in Shin Gojira, which is, what's the translation? Godzilla Resurgence?
Well, no, the translation is New Godzilla, but in America they just called it Godzilla Resurgence.
Okay, so in Godzilla Resurgence, we're gonna start calling it that a little bit too because we're confusing the crap out of people. Shin Gojira, whatever. That's what we're talking about, right? Okay, there is no. That is not the creature that appears in Shin Gojira, but why are they promoting that now?
Because I think that version of Godzilla that we see on the poster is probably what's going to be in the movie. But it doesn't make sense because that's not what's on their official, the posters and the suit that we know is the suit. It's not like a joke. It is the suit that they're using. Doesn't look like that at all. So I don't know why they're promoting this. I mean, they're saying it's an April Fool's joke, but they did it today. So
no, but it is April Fool's in.
No, but at the time they did it, it wasn't. So I don't know.
That's why I hate April Fools.
But they said it was an April Fool's joke, but then they were like, yeah, no, it's real marketing too.
It's real marketing for people.
Man. All right, so are we going to believe this or we're not going to believe this? I don't think it could be believed.
I don't really believe it myself because I don't see how you can
I
necessarily do that. But you know,
No, there's no way. I mean, stranger things have happened, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do not think. I mean, that's why, again, I always hated April Fools because they never, everything that comes out, that's the one day that people are allowed to lie flat out and get away with it. So that's why I don't like it.
So does that mean if politicians start telling the truth, it's an April Fool's?
Yeah.
Well, you know, on that note, Chris, I'm going to give you this article about one of our favorite people, Zack Snyder.
He definitely done an April Fool's joke with that.
Well,
April Fool's joke waiting to happen.
well, before we do, Jack, did you see the movie or no?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
All right, so what did you think of Batman vs Superman?
I know a lot of people sort of hated on it, but I mean, I sort of went in there with low expectations. I mean, I always thought from the trailers and stuff it was going to be shit. And to be honest, I thought like it was okay. Like there were some good bits in it. I didn't like the portrayal of Batman. Like, you know, he was going around with guns and stuff, which was dumb. And Superman was just kind of being, you know, a bit of an emo. Like, you know, oh, you know, I'm not going to save people. You know, just shut up, you know.
I know.
I'm almost afraid because in Rainerland or Rainierland, they finally got Batman Superman up, and I'm sort of reluctant to see it because when I tried to watch Deadpool, the guy had filmed it as though he was off like 4 or 5 seats from the center. So I'm almost tempted to watch that either tonight or tomorrow.
I have to say, Jesse Eisenberg was terrible as Lex Luthor. I mean,
He is awful. Go ahead.
From what I'd heard, a lot of people were joking about how he was supposed to have been a Riddler.
Well, let's let Jack continue. Go ahead.
I mean, you know, Jesse Eisenberg's performance. I mean, he was just trying to play the Joker, or you know, Jim Carrey's the Riddler. I mean, he is no Gene Hackman. You know, he is no Gene Hackman. He's no Kevin Spacey. He was awful. You know, and he was too young to be Lex Luthor as well. I mean, I'm sorry, but the guy was just way too young, and I was just, you know, every time he was on screen, I was just like, oh God,
I cringe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like you're so irritating. And even when they shaved his, you know, hair off, I was like, you're still not Lex Luthor. You're still not Lex Luthor. You know, I don't care if, you know, you shave your head and, you know, I don't care if you get a mohawk, you know, just, you know.
I'm still waiting for, you know, his daddy to pick him up and his daddy being like Kevin Spacey or something. You know?
Yeah.
Because,
Exactly,
you know, that's what I'm dying for.
What they could have done is made it seem as though the Riddler was posing as Lex Luthor.
No, but the thing is, he was supposed to play Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
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 Bryan Cranston was up for the role of Lex Luthor too.
Yeah, he would have been great.
Yeah.
So what did they do? They're like, oh, we can't get Bryan Cranston. Hey, do you want to play the role? That's what they do.
I don't know if this is genuine, but they even showed a picture of the guy who was in the Phantom, saying he would have been a good Lex Luthor.
What, Timothy Zahn?
Yeah.
He probably would.
I think that was just like a casting.
I mean, come on, man.
Oh, not being rude. Who do you think would have who in that ballroom would have picked Jesse Eisenberg?
I would have never picked him in a million years.
Oh, no.
Never.
Yeah.
God, he was annoying.
Bruce Willis would have been a better Lex.
Oh, he's killing Death Wish. Don't even get me started with that. They're going to ruin Die Hard also with these prequel crap, sequel, Godfather 2 style, whatever crap he's talking about. Oh,
John McClane Sr.
By the way, Will Smith was in the city today. My friend took a picture of him. I don't know what he was filming. I know that he signed a deal with Netflix to do movies.
No comment.
No, but listen, wait. I know what you're going to say, but guess what? That's the way to go with certain things. Look at what's his name? His movie was like made them so much money that he's got what's his name?
Adam Sandler.
Thank you. Yeah. Pixels 8, ready to go. No, I'm just kidding.
Pixels 8? I thought it was Pixels.
This time it's Commodore 64. No, I'm just kidding. No, so, yeah, no. Yeah, so he was successful, believe it or not, on Netflix. It's like, all right, well, I guess there wasn't anything as great as Netflix. So I don't know. But, Will Smith's going to be doing something.
Speaking of Will Smith and Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing reshoots to make the movie more lighthearted because apparently it's really dark.
And apparently people had affected Batman vs. Superman's.
Yeah.
So now they're going to ruin Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
now,
Tom Hardy was originally going to be in that, you know.
Yeah.
But that's supposed to be dark.
Yeah.
And they're going to ruin it now.
Well, I don't think that they should necessarily make that too dark, even though it's with the villains, because I think that they want the villains to be likable. And if they're too dark, it's like,
I know one thing. I'm definitely looking forward to Wonder Woman.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
that's probably going to be good.
Freaking definitely.
Yeah, that.
What was that article I gave you, Chris? What was that?
Oh, yeah. Well, this was talking about, Zack Snyder was talking about Lex Luthor, Robin, and Darkseid.
Oh, God.
I'm going to quote this here. This is a direct quote. Let's just say this. I think it's okay to look at the extended dream sequence as an impressionistic view of a possible future. And that's not hard to. I mean, that's in the sequence. I'm not spoiling anything or making anything up. That's what you should see. So the connection with the Flash part of that sequence, you can speculate whether he's coming from that reality or another one. There's the fun stuff to try and figure out exactly what the Flash is saying to Bruce and what it means. We know that we know, so we're not making it up. I mean, maybe Darkseid, exists out in the universe somewhere. He's looking for something that's against life. So he's talking about the
anti-life.
And then Snyder said this about Robin. He said, in my mind, it was Robin that had died about 10 years earlier during some run-in with a young Joker. To me, there was a fun backstory to play with. I felt like the whole idea was that there had been loss and there had been sacrifice, you know. In a weird way, he sacrificed everything to be Batman, right? He doesn't really have a life outside of the cave. I thought that including a dead Robin helped us understand that he's been on quite a little journey.
But how could you have a young Joker just starting his career killing Robin? That wouldn't make any sense. It would be an older Joker, like from Batman killing Joke.
Yeah.
In this sense, though, are you really going to question it?
I don't even know what to question or not to question.
Just make everybody young. Why not?
The next I'll have Baby Bane. I'll have, you know, a little baby with a mask on it. Baby Bane. You know, God's sake. Yeah.
And he's screwing up Aquaman now, too.
Yeah.
He's directing and producing everything, isn't he, Zack Snyder?
I don't know what the hell.
I mean, here's the thing.
Again.
I mean, here's the thing with Batman v Superman. I mean, I watched some guys review, and I completely agree with him. You know, it was more focused on Batman and Superman hitting each other than actual character development. I mean, it paid lip service to, you know, character development, but all it really did was just, hey, Batman v Superman, you know, let's have these guys fight each other. You know, it's really sad now that, you know, Superman is just kind of like a pale imitation of Batman. Like, you know, I mean, they try to make them all dark and brooding and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you know, Brandon Routh, I mean, he sort of commented on the whole thing and he said he preferred the Christopher Reeve Superman. And yeah, I mean, what's wrong with like a, you know, a lighter hearted superhero?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying go overboard like, you know, Batman and Robin or Superman 3 or something like that, but I'm just saying, you know, because, you know, I mean, because I was watching Superman 2 the other day, and I love that, you know.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Oh, that was
absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
And Ursa, oh, yum.
But you know what it is? I see Superman 1 and 2 as the same movie when I think of it, because they, you know, it was like connected with the Zod and, you know, Ursula and Nam.
Ursula,
yeah, it was connected. So it was like it was more of like an extended part of one. That's what I always felt. And I was always pissed that they never brought them back. Yeah, and I knew for a fact that they were still alive too. It was like, all right, so here's the thing now, and this is what I was trying to explain to everybody. This is a different type. There's some weird thing going on with the box office results of Batman versus Superman. It's almost as if everybody is seeing it in a week and then getting done with it, okay? We go from 81 to 50 to 33 to 15 to 12 to 8.
Ooh.
Tomorrow will be probably 6. Then we'll get a little higher.
Yeah, just 6 people went to see it.
6 billion. I'm 6 million, I mean. And then Friday will be a little higher. But the numbers are going to constantly drop. It's not going to go up during the week. Only on the weekend the numbers will be raised. So, again, it's only $201 million domestically. And if you look at Man of Steel, right? I'm going to click right here. Man of Steel. Let's look at this. And you could see, you could track it. It goes down, people. When every day it was out, it was going down. Only on the weekends it would rise. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. This is all the time it's out. Look, it already goes down to thousands, and then it goes down to the last day.
Okay, it was out.
$5,933 for the day, which is pathetic, but in September, which is already months out, okay? So if you look at the box office numbers, there's no way that it's going to go up Batman versus Superman. And again, it did domestically 291, okay? This is a Man of Steel. And look at overseas, 377 million. So they didn't have that much of a profit regardless, but they still made a sequel. Now, again, we'll go back to this, and here we are.
Can I just jump in there for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard a rumor today. Now, this was a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. But I heard a rumor today that the Superman, the Man of Steel sequel, Man of Steel, 2, I guess we'll call it, is on hold indefinitely.
Ooh.
So I don't know. Again, I can't confirm that. So take it with a grain of salt. But if it is on hold indefinitely, that means that they're probably having second thoughts about stuff.
They are backing out. The DC Cinematic Universe is going to dramatically change because it's not going to reach the 800 break-even status.
Yeah, thank God.
It's a man, it's a legend, it's things.
Hey, just a second. What the fuck are we talking about?
That's nice. This is the Everything Show. We're talking about box office numbers for Man of Steel. Not Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Batman vs. Superman, yeah.
I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just trying to be funny.
I know.
You're talking about.
So now, Chris, if it doesn't even make 800 million, what are we going to do?
Wait a minute. Did the movie cost $800 million to make?
No. What did it cost, Chris L? It cost like 600 million to make.
It cost like 350 million, and then they spent 450 million on everything else.
Yeah. So
they spent $450 million promoting and advertisement. Okay.
So it has to have, right? Chris L, I'm talking to, right?
Mm-hmm.
800 million worldwide.
They said that 800 million. It had to do that to break even. However, it didn't have to make 800 million at the box office. It had to make a certain number at the box office, and then everything else, like the merchandise and stuff, could cover the rest.
Okay.
But only if it needs to make 800 million just to break even. From what I'm hearing, with these numbers, that doesn't look good to me.
And a billion.
It sounds like it was. Can I say something? So that just got in. It sounds like it was doomed to fail. $350 million for a movie like that, you could have easily made it for half that budget. It sounds like they were doomed to fail.
Agreed.
Everybody's taking their cut off at the top. It's called Hollywood accounting. You guys remember what happened with movie Forrest Gump? And the guy who wrote Forrest Gump got $0, even though Forrest Gump the movie did very well, because he mistakenly put into his contract that he would get a percentage of the profits. So they did Hollywood accounting, and everybody took their cut off the top. All the producers took their cut off the top. All the actors took their cut off the top. Actors are overpaid these days anyway. I'm talking about like Robert Downey Jr. I mean, he's a good actor, but $50 million to play Iron Man, way too much. And with everybody taking their cut off the top, yeah, it's going to be nearly impossible for most movies nowadays to make a freaking profit. And so,
Well, you know what it was, though? It wasn't even just the Hollywood accounting, though, even though that is probably a big part of it. It was the fact that they tried to fit the entire DC universe into one movie.
Yes.
If you just would have had Batman and Superman in this movie, you could have probably cut the budget in half.
Oh, absolutely.
What they could have done.
How hard is it to make this stuff? Like, I know
well,
it's
this wasn't the only movie in the DC universe. I mean, Man of Steel takes place
No,
in
but the
universe,
thing
and
is
so does-
that they all.
and so does Suicide Squad, right?
they all-
Well, no, but this movie, they fit in like the whole Justice League.
Right.
It was like,
And what they could have done is maybe have Batman while searching through his Bat computer and all that for stuff. You see little snippets of these random Justice League characters instead of saying, "Oh, here's Momoa underwater. Here's a dream sequence of a cyborg, and yada yada."
Right. But again, what did I say to you, Scott? I said the ultimate test is going to be Sunday. The second week, when it's all in, we'll be able to judge, is this going to make it?
I don't think it's going to make 800 million. It's getting too many bad reviews.
It's dropping, though. It's going.
Well, it's because of all the word of mouth. So many people are. I mean, you should see all the bad reviews on YouTube. People talking crap about the movie. I mean, it's more than I can count.
Everybody go see The Black Purge this week, man. That's basically
26% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's going to definitely hurt the movie.
Okay.
I think that's lower than Superman 3.
So now Man of Steel 2 is done. What does that mean for Batman?
well, no, it's not. It's not done. It's just on hold, which means that they're what they're probably doing. They're probably going to rework their order of movies after, because apparently Justice League starts filming this year.
In a couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So they're
lighten that up then.
ahead with that.
That's going to stop. That's not
it is.
really.
I don't think you can stop. It's too big. It's too big to fail when it comes to pre-production, because there comes a point where you're so far into pre-production that you literally just can't stop.
You can't stop. Yeah. Let me ask you a question now. Wait, 1 second, Steve.
Okay.
What nobody talked about the big controversy today. Didn't Kevin Smith rip the piss out of Batman versus Superman, and now that he's doing the episode of The Flash, he went to see the second time, and he's like, "Oh, I changed my mind." How could you completely?
You know how you change your mind like
He's
that?
doing The Flash.
Money.
No. Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, DC just padded my bank account.
Yeah, they're making me do The Flash, and I'm going to be doing DC stuff. So, what a great movie. What was I talking about? That's terrible.
I don't listen to a lot of things Kevin Smith says anyway.
But he's best friends with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and he was ripping it because he was more of these are my characters that I love that you're ruining.
Mm-hmm.
So now you
he was gonna do like almost the same thing with Superman Lives. So
Well, I have a lot of respect for Kevin Smith. I've actually met him and talked to him.
right, I know you do. I know you. I don't have anything against him other than that he screwed up my Black Cat comic with Spider-Man: The Evil That Men Do. That it was over a year and a half delayed. That I was pissed off about.
And he's making more Clerks movies. I mean,
Yeah. So, all right. The one thing that I hate about the Zoom is it's ticking a clock down. That we have to create another one to do something. So let's just finish this off the Everything Show now. Anything else? What is Zack Snyder doing to Aquaman? That's like
he turned him into Roman Reigns.
Is there anything he don't have his hands in? Does he have his hands in Wonder Woman? No.
Yeah, I think he does.
He does.
Oh, Jesus. I wouldn't mind having my hands on the Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, here. I think Wonder Woman's the one person we wouldn't mind being tied up by.
I think he's kind of like the J.J. Abrams of this universe, and he's producing everything. He's not directing.
What do you mean? No, he's not. No,
I hate the lens flares, by the way.
Listen, I would rather watch like 2 hours of lens flares than Batman versus Superman.
Might as well just shut the lights off and put the flashlight on. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. That's bad. You know it's bad. It's going to be even worse when crap movies are number one, and that's not. That's going to be the most. When you see like movies like The Black,
I'm going to laugh my ass off.
Be number one, and that's like number. Oh my God, that's going to be embarrassing.
People are going to go. You know that last that last Fantastic Four movie was a little bit better,
No,
wasn't
it wasn't. No, it couldn't be. There's nothing that you could do to make that movie.
What about the 94 one?
I have that.
The 1994. The 1990, if you think the new Fantastic Four
I can't
movie,
even watch it.
in my opinion, the new Fantastic Four movie was mediocre. If you think the new Fantastic Four movie was super bad, just watch the 1994. It's really
We could watch it on Daily Motion. It's
I
horrible.
still think it's
What
kind
about Superman 4?
Oh God!
The arm looked like a
Destroy Superman.
The villain in Man of Steel 2, if it happens, should be Nuclear Man.
Oh God!
Yes.
Just do it. Just you know what they do? Get Channing Tatum to play him.
Oh my
Right?
God!
But get someone really abstract to do his voice, like Chris Rock or something.
Yeah,
Just really make it bad. Just really bad.
that's the one thing that pissed me off. Of one of the main things was that Gene Hackman's voice, because the guy sounded like a girl. They showed him on on ABC. He's like, destroy Superman now. I'm like, oh my God! They must be.
Where was the woman?
The studio executives must be like, get somebody. I don't care. And they're like, Gene Hackman, here's some extra money. Like, here you go.
Like one of the funniest scenes in that movie is when like Nuclear Man is blasting everything and Superman's just like screaming at the top of his lungs.
Don't do it! The people!
Stop the people! Stop!
Oh, guys!
remember when he
I-
scratches
guys,
in?
We
He
got
scratches
2
in.
minutes. I got
Yeah, 2 minute warning. I remember the Starlog. It was supposed to be Bizarro. It was supposed to be like all these different things other than like, say Superman 3 and Brainiac was supposed. It never came to be. It was like this crap. But Brainiac was supposed to be in 3, not that stupid computer thing. And then they were supposed to do Bizarro for 4. And they never did it.
And what are you talking about?
It became bizarre.
Superman 3 and 4.
Yeah, I will
Hey,
too.
I mean,
Oh, I just uploaded my interview with Jessica Chobot. If you guys are interested.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Ooh, yes.
All right, so we're at the 1 minute mark. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. No podcast tomorrow. Maybe we'll come back and do a podcast in a little while. I have to have a conversation with somebody. So that's it. Take care. Bye for now.